Hello and welcome to Unit 2, Lesson 6. I've moved myself up to the corner this time around, and now I'm going to try really hard to look at the camera and not at my face. We are looking at still some word problems with equations, but specifically this time consecutive integer problems. These are some problems that can be tricky if you're not careful about reading them and making sure that you are really dissecting the information that's in the problem. So let's dive into some vocabulary first, and then we'll get into the example problems. I'm going to try to make this video kind of short and sweet because once you know the vocabulary, it's just applying that vocabulary to the problems. So first, we have the vocabulary word integers, which you should remember from middle school. Those are a subset of real numbers, negative and positive whole numbers. So no fractions, no decimals. That's just your negative and positive numbers. And then we have the new learning, this new phrase, consecutive integers. So consecutive is a word you're probably familiar with, maybe not in a math context, but consecutive meaning one right after the other. So the definition of a consecutive integer is a list of integers that are separated by only one unit. So you've got several examples down here. I want to touch base right here on this separated by only one unit. In terms of algebra, that means n plus 1. When they're separated by only one, that means n plus 1. N referring to your original number or smallest or initial number is going to be your n. Now, of course, as with any type of equation or word problem, it does not matter what letter you use. N is typically the one that is used when we talk about consecutive integers. But of course, X or any other letter of the alphabet will work. But that first initial variable, that's going to be your smallest or your initial number. And then for consecutive, n plus 1. Then we have consecutive evens and consecutive odds. While those are two different patterns, they do follow the same rule. So consecutive evens, obviously that's going to be your even numbers, 4, 6, 8, -8, -6, -4, and so on. Consecutive odds, that's going to be your odd numbers, 7, 9, 11. And as you can tell just by looking at the patterns, those are not separated by only one unit. They are separated by two units. And so because of that, their pattern is n plus 2 for both of these. Now, when we say n plus 2, that only refers to the second number in the pattern. And as you can see, so if this is n, then this one is the plus 2 because 4 plus 2 is 6. But since the pattern always relates to n, then 8 is not going to be another plus 2. 8 is 4 more than the original number. So 8 is plus 4. So the pattern for consecutive evens and consecutive odds is going to be plus 2, plus 4, and so on. Just real quick, back up to the consecutive integers, straight consecutive integers. That pattern is going to be n will be your initial and then plus 1. But then as you can see, 3 is not just one more than the original number. That's going to be plus 2 and so on and so forth. You're going to add 1 every time with consecutives, and with consecutive even or consecutive odd, you're going to add 2 every time. This video was just about vocabulary, so I'm going to stop the video here, and then you'll find a second video for lesson 6 that deals with the example problem